Hey, what's up, guys? All right, so this is gonna be day two. Okay, so day two from the uh $200 account. Now, day one, I did not take a trade on that specific account, and for that reason, I want to explain to you guys kind of why I didn't, right? The specifications for this specific chart was to break of that 41. Okay, I wanted to break above that specifically in order for me to take that trade. I talked about this earlier in the chat, so I don't know if you guys saw, but I clearly want to do a disciplined structure, everything that entails a game plan, and show you guys that patience is it's really the number one thing besides managing your risk and besides respecting your rules. You got to understand that a specific setup takes patience, takes time, and for that execution to come brings confidence. When the execution comes that confidence and keeps you patient enough and disciplined enough to only wait for a specific setup. This way, you're not scrambling and going checking out your list, and then you're like, okay, well, this one might trend, or wait, this one's breaking out. Wait, this one looks like a dip buy. Well, this one maybe has opportunity. Oh, wait, this one I saw people posting and tweeting about it. Let me go check it out. Somebody said that this sector over here is rolling. So I'm gonna go. It clears out all that noise, guys, right? And that was kind of like my whole purpose and point in me being specific as to what I want to look for and only waiting for that specific thing for that specific account for that reason. Now, if you guys didn't watch the video, then you don't understand exactly what this is all about. There's a lot of information that is being provided here to show you guys that not just with $200. I don't care if you have 3,000 or 1,000 or 10K. I don't care what you have, right? As long as you respect your setup and understand it fully and completely 100%, then you wait for that entry point, okay? Now shop, what I ended up doing is I ended up buying the dip on my main account. My main account can handle a loss. My main account can handle, 5 to 10 contracts and be okay with that loss, right? So I ended up taking the dip buy on shop, and yes, I'm right on it right now. Okay, let me just show you guys where I got in. So I ended up buying the dip today. Okay, so I bought here, and now automatically it went green. Okay, that was one. The second one was down here. This thing was called out by one of the guys in the server, so he ended up taking that position, ended up taking profit. Now I got in right here. Okay, so yes, I went green. I think I was like 6% green, and then I closed red. Okay, no big deal. I went a lot heavier on this position here, and I bought the 26, right? What's your game plan going to be into tomorrow? That's probably the next question. My game plan remains the same. I think what's happening with shop is that even though it's behind, the price action right now is still bearish. Just like I told you guys in the previous video. The reason I want over 41 is because I want the price action to change and I want it to go bullish, right? Therefore, this is my bigger target. Even though 45 is my first target, the bigger target is going to be up here, 47.50, all the way to this 48.60, 70. So I want to see a nice staircase pattern. I want to see some momentum build, some candles build above 41. Once we start building above 41, then at that point, I want to be able to catch that staircase pattern with a small account. The small account is going to show you and give you patience and understand what's exactly happening with shop in specifically. Okay, so I'm still waiting for 41. That is still my entry. That nothing has changed. The levels, the zones will never ever change. Once we clear this supply, I'm good to go. I'm going to go long. I'm going to hold my position, and I'm going to ride it all the way up in its trend, right? So what's happening right now? It's still adjusting. It's still bearish. Okay, so the price action is still bearish. None of it is bullish just yet. The confirmation will come at 41. All right. So be patient with that, and no trade on the small account until we get at 41. As for me, I did get my dip buy. I went to see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to use the pre-market levels. I'm going to use the market sentiment in order to tell me to get the heck out or stay in. One or two is going to happen. I don't know. All right. Now, I'm going to give you guys a watch list for tomorrow. And since shop is a little bit far away from that 41, and I don't think buying it at 41 makes sense for tomorrow for a small account, I'm going to give you 2 setups into tomorrow. Just in case we have that $200 account, we don't have any plays. This is going to be the watch list, right? So keep shop on the list, all right? That alert should always remain and should never change. What I'm looking at right here is PayPal. Look at the way that we're kind of like squeezing in here, okay? These candle bodies are getting small here, and the wicks they were aggressive on this day, on Wednesday and Thursday. No, Thursday and Friday, and it didn't drop it all the way down. So yes, we're at a supply. Okay, so I'm gonna use this candle body right here, that 102, right here, 102.13 if you want to be specific. I personally think just the 102. Look at the way that we touched it. We rejected. We didn't sell off aggressively. We rejected here again. We didn't sell off aggressively. Here we're pressing up against it. So we're pressing up against this wall. When you press up against a wall, there's a high probability that it may just smash right through, or literally come tumbling on down, crashing on down, right? So number one, over 102, or if you want to be a little more safe, do it over this wick right here. That's your 102.7. Me personally, I will take it long over 102 or whatever the pre-market high is. Now, if this thing does reject, I think this 100, the solid 100 is going to be a point of control. If this can't hold, it's going to continue on down just because of the rejection from these specific levels. But I think the rejection will only come if we have an aggressive red market. So this is going to be a great short position if the market collapses tomorrow. On the other hand, is the break over that 102, 102.70, like we said, it's going to look for a long play, all right? So we're going to look for a long play on the $200 account. I'm going to go to the trade tab, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm going to buy into tomorrow. As of right now, the contracts right here, this 102 and this 103 are good to buy. So I don't know how this is going to change tomorrow. It might increase to 102. By the time it goes to 102, the contracts are going to increase a little bit more. So either way, I think I'm going to go for the 103 calls weekly contracts. Okay, that's what I'm going to be buying. As for target, let's zoom out just a little bit. Let me extend this. All right, so let's extend that. And yes, we're kind of facing a staircase pattern. All right, so what do I mean? This is a staircase pattern that it had to the downside. So whenever you have a staircase pattern like this and there's not a lot of structure, what you want to do is you want to grab those points from that staircase pattern and make those your targets. So in this case right here, you see this? So this is your 104.50 and your 103, basically 90 or 80, okay? The next point will be up here, see this? So that 102.50, the next point is gonna be up there. So that's your 123. So PayPal technically has a lot of room to cover to the upside. And I'm not saying this is gonna happen tomorrow and we're gonna be way up there, okay? Unless some crazy news comes out, then we'll definitely be up there. But as of right now, these are my two targets. Look at that. It's a very simple, specific play. Number one, what is it? It's a squeeze right below that supply that it's showing no seller pressure whatsoever. The seller pressure will come in at that 100 and drop it. The buyer pressure will come in over 102 and ring it up all the way to that like 104.50, 104. So that's a good $2 move on PayPal. You'll be in the money. The 103 calls, the weekly contracts, those things will probably hit a good percentage amount. And that's technically a great trade right here, okay? So whatever the pre-market is, I'm going to adjust in the morning. I will post in the server what it is. Of course, if I wake up and everything works out fine, right? Can't guarantee you wake up. So that's going to be the $200 account setup play that I'm looking for tomorrow, okay? So that's PayPal. Now, in order to watch this, you must watch SQ as well. SQ was on the watch list and it's a pattern breakout, okay? So I just went over this earlier. Look at what's going on with SQ. It's the same thing, all right? So what do we have here? We have more of a trend line, little weird pattern thing going on, but we're also in the middle of like all this right here. So we're above it, but we're in the middle, we're in between, and we're creating this this squeeze right here where it's trying to find direction, but there is no direction. So the minute it finds it, the minute it breaks one of these trend lines, you got to remember these trend lines. Anybody who's watching SQ right now and they open this TOS from here to New York, from here to Egypt, from here to north, south, all around the globe, whoever can trade these stocks and has the ability to chart, they are going to draw these trend lines. So remember that. All eyes on trend lines. They're very, very important to have. And once you have them, once they break, a lot of traders play that. They use them as support and resistance. So the breakouts come out a little more aggressive, and a lot more people are trading that specifically because they want to grab the break of that trend line. Okay, whether it goes up or down, whatever it is. Now check how it's happening here. The opposite almost looks here on SQ. SQ, it looks like they try to sell it off, but the buyers keep coming in. Boom, they keep coming in. So all these buyers keep coming in. They keep coming down at these bottom levels. So my question is, are these same buyers gonna control SQ? How do I know where the buyers are at? Check this out. Look at all these wicks. So look at this 86.30 right here. And then look at all the way up here to that candle body here. That's your 88, okay? That's your 88 level. And then here's your 86.30. So break below, guess what? This thing might collapse like this. Break above, guess what? It may do something like that. So tomorrow, PayPal and SQ are going to be watched together. You can see on the side, all my alerts are set. For this one, I don't care where it goes. It can come down, it can go up. I'm going to trade as long as the futures are in my favor. If the futures are red and SQ breaks to the downside, that's going to give me 100% confidence entry point for me to basically load the boat and grab some dang puts. If PayPal and SQ are breaking above, that's going to be with the futures going green. That's going to be 100% confident entry for me to just say, heck yeah, let's go. I'm all in. I don't care how much contracts you can buy. Let's go long on this thing. That's how I'm going to look at this tomorrow. SQ and PayPal are going to be my top plays into tomorrow for the $200 account. Now, contracts for SQ, let's go check them out. These are going to be weeklies. This one's a little more difficult to grab. So it's going to be 89 or 90 calls. That's what I'm going to be grabbing, mainly the 90s. I think the 90 would probably make a little more sense. Yeah, the 90. I'm going to be grabbing the 90s here on the break above. Okay. Just whatever I can afford basically for the $200 account. But I think PayPal is probably the better fit. If you want to take SQ on your main account, by all means, or you can just watch it play out, right? So that's going to be my play for tomorrow, guys. It's very simple to understand. The setup is there. All the structure is there for you, provided for you. Now, all you really got to do is execute. That's it, right? If the alert comes, the market is in your favor, let's go. If those alerts never come, guess what? You don't take a trade again. All right. Now, if you guys go look for something else, cool. But just remember, respect the type of structure and execution style that you are going to have. I don't care what time frame you are. Okay, I don't care if you're on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, 10 minute, the 3 minute, the 0.5 second chart with a million indicators. I don't care what it is. As long as you specifically understand it, by all means, let's go. All right. But other than that, good luck tomorrow, guys. And let's see if we can have a green day on the $200 account. All right. I'll see you guys on the next one.